We're playing a 2,000 point game today in the meeting engagement type, which is just long board edges and kill points, essentially.
Victory points.
Victory points. So, what we're going to do is show you some pictures of the armies, and at the end of each list building section, so like Phil's and then mine, we'll put the magic items that the characters have on screen. So Phil doesn't know mine and I don't know Phil's, despite, what do you think, what have I got? What character? I've got 4 characters. What have I got on those characters?
I reckon you've got the Staff of Change, because you take a Tzeentch army, and I've played that enough. I think you have got the Golden Eye Armour of Damnation.
Yes.
Armour of Damnation to keep him safe and secure. I reckon you may have a couple of Dispel Scrolls.
No, Dispel Scrolls are death, so I wouldn't do that.
Fair enough. You don't need Power Stones. So there's going to be something where it's like...
Well, you can mull that over.
I'll mull that over.
Phil has got the...
I was just going to guess instead of putting the items on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So you've got the... Is it a great weapon that regenerates...
Wounds and a 4+.
That one you've got.
Slaughterous Blade.
And you've also got Armour of Damnation.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and I don't care what's on the heroes. They're going to do stuff. So we will bring you back to the still shots of the armies, just so you can see them a little better than video. And we'll go through our lists.
So this is my army. I've got a Beast Lord with a shield and magic weapons. With
That we're not mentioning.
No. You can mention your items. It's just not mentioning the magic items, aren't we?
Yeah.
So he's got the Mark of Nurgle. I've got 2 level 2 Shamans, both with the Mark of Nurgle and magic items. I've got then a Wargore, who's my Battle Standard Bearer, with the Mark of Nurgle.
Because Mono God is the way forward.
Of course, yeah. I can't see any other way to do it, really. You've got to dedicate yourself to one god or one god only. Following that, I've got 2 units of Gore and Ungor, so it's 7 Gore and 7 Ungor. I've got 1 unit of 5 Gore and 5 Ungor. 2 units of 6 Warhounds. 2 units of 3 Minotaurs with Mark of Nurgle. They have to take that because the Lord's taking the Mark of Nurgle. And then, lastly, a Giant and 3 Dragon Ogres.
Okay, so what units do you think are going to be best for you in this battle?
So these
Or what units do you just want to wax lyrical about?
So I love my Minotaurs. I think they're one of the best units that I have. Really, really enjoy using them. Have always performed. One of the units that I don't use that much are Chaos Warhounds. And this is probably one of the handful of games that I've used them, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they perform today.
Okay, moving over to my army, which is another Chaos army for my Kurgan Horde. I've got a Chaos Lord with the Mark of Tzeentch, a Great Weapon, Shield, Chaos Steed, and then Phil has already guessed my magic items. That's Armour of Damnation and Staff of Change. And then I've got an Aspiring Champion with Great Weapon, Shield, Mark of Tzeentch and Chaos Steed, because I like simplicity. I don't want to be remembering all different things. I've got an Aspiring Champion with Great Weapon, Shield and Mark of Tzeentch on foot, and another Aspiring Champion with Great Weapon and Shield. So then I've got 2 units of 5 Warhounds. I've got a unit of 6 Marauder Horsemen with Flails, Shield, Champion and Musician. I've got 7 Marauder Horsemen with Flails, Shield, Champion and Musician. Then I've got, and this is different for me, I've got 19 Chaos Warriors with Shields, Mark of Tzeentch that are chosen.
Oof.
And I've got 16 Chaos Marauders with Light Armour, Shields, Champion, Standard and Musician. Then finally, in my special section, because my army general is mortal, I've got 5 Screamers of Tzeentch. And then in rare, I've got a Chaos Spawn. So in this, the stars of my army are usually Marauder Horsemen. So they're ones which I sort of know what to do with.
Yeah.
Whereas the new bits of this army that I've tried to take today to give a bit more balance in the first game is the 2 blocks of infantry, namely the Chaos Warriors at 19 strong. So they're going to be a bit shaky on the tactics because I don't like this army before has been entirely mounted to fit with the sort of Mongolian theme that I've gone for. So we'll see in the game how they do. And we'll pop up magic items that each of us have. Now. Okay, so we are back to do spells, and Philly's going to start with his first Brave Shaman.
Yep, level 2 Brave Shaman. Have to declare the magic item now. So this Brave Shaman has a spell familiar. So even though level 2, gets to roll for 3 spells. So 3 is Boils, because I have to roll on the Mark of Nurgle, and 4 is Scabs. And I'll just re-roll the double there. And 5, which is Afflictions.
Okay, so the second Brave Shaman.
So it is Boils and Scabs again.
So Boils is the D6 Strength 4 no armor saves.
It is.
What does Scabs do?
Scabs, you pick a character in 18 inches and line of sight of the model, loses...
Where is
Loses... I can't do that again. I can't read it on here.
Right, so you have Afflictions and Scabs.
Yeah. So Afflictions is you have your movement value but can't be cast into combat.
Oh, his movement value halved.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Boils is D6 Strength 4 no armor saves. Scabs being -1 toughness at 18 inch range.
But it's a character only.
A character only. Right, so on to my... So, just clap twice. So, on to my Kurgans. We've got Beiji's roll on... They're all rolling on the law of Tzeentch due to having the Mark of Tzeentch. Beiji re-rolls the 2. So I get Violet Fire, which is disappear into the warp, cast on a character within 6 inches. I get Indigo Fire, which is strength 2 hits on the entire unit, and any deaths will turn into horrors. I get Blue Fire, which is a magic missile, range 12, causing 2d6, strength d6 +1. And I get number 2, which is Yellow Fire, which is a 5-up ward to my unit and character that is cast on. So I'm going to change the number 5 to my 0 level spell for the Mark of Tzeentch, which is Red Fire, which is d6 strength d6 at 30 inch range. Then, so my second is going to be my mounted Mark of Tzeentch sorcerer, who gets Indigo Fire and changes that to Red Fire, which is the d6 strength d6, and also gets a 5-up ward for herself and a unit. And then finally, my Mark of Tzeentch sorcerer on foot gets the 0 level spell d6 strength d6 from changing the 5, and gets the 5-up ward save upon the unit as well. So we're going to come back after deployment and fill you in on what we've done then. Okay, so we are back deployed with our armies. We're going to go over Phil's deployment, starting from this side.
So I've got my 6 Chaos Warhounds here, my Gore Herd with a Brave Shaman in it. I've got my other big Gore Herd with my Battle Standard Bearer and also my Lord in
Phil
there.
Gore the Foul.
Phil Gore the Foul. 6 Chaos Hounds again. Minotaurs, Giant, Dragon Ogres, and some more Minotaurs over in this corner here as well.
So, opposing that, I have starting from the left, a unit of Chaos Hounds. Beige in a unit of 6 Marauder Horsemen. Then I've got my Marauders on foot with the non-marked Aspiring Champion. I've got the 19 Chaos Warriors, which we'll see how they do. Terrified about using them. With an Aspiring Champion with the Mark of Tzeentch. My Spawn is in the middle, along with the Screamers, to give them lots of options of where to go. And then finally, my Warhounds and a unit of 6 Marauder Horsemen with an Inspiring Champion with a Mark of Tzeentch. So, let's start by the roll-off, see who goes first, which Phil gets +1 to, because he finished deploying first.
No.
So, I will go first, since there's no objectives to jump on in the last turn. And I will go first with my turn 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so my turn 1, I'm not getting charges to declare, surprisingly. Thank you for reminding me of that before we started, Phil. We're going to start with the random movement of the Chaos Spawn. So I'm going to have it, not with that 6, move in. I want to sort of block off the giant, so he's going to move in this sort of direction. Or this exact direction.
That exact direction.
Because I got to do it. So it moves 10 inches, so that's the 9 of this ruler plus the 1 to here. So then my Chaos Warriors are just going to march up behind in slight support. Moral support, if nothing else. The Marauder of Chaos are going to do the same. And then this is where the movement gets slightly tricky, because I've got a lot more options to do with these guys. So, the Screamers are just going to go to the edge of this building, because I don't want to get charged this turn by the Giant and Dragon Ogres just hiding over there. My dogs are not scared of this sort of stuff, so we're going to move their 9, then 12, 9, 11, 13, thank you Philip, 14 to here, hopefully just out of range of the charge. The Marauder Horsemen are going to move to here with my Aspiring Champion. And then on the left hand side of the battle, the dogs are going to just advance forward again. 9, 10 to here. And then finally, Beige with his unit of horsemen are going to move here, and they're going to reform into the line and reform out.
Because they're fast cavalry.
Yeah. And they're going to end up here, terrified of what's to come. Okay, so going on into the magic phase, I have 4 dice for Beige, 2 for coming, and 2 for each of my Aspiring Champions.
I have a pitiful 2 for coming and 1 for one of my shaman that's currently on the table.
Okay, so I believe I'm going to start with Red Fire of Tzeentch from this Aspiring Champion into the Dragon Ogres, and I'm going to cast it on 2 dice since it's a 5+. Oh no, a 3. Wasted. Then...
Oh no, wasted 2 dice
I know.
out of the 20 I've got.
I'm next going to cast Red Fire from this Aspiring Champion into the Giant So that's a 30-inch range. Goes off on a 5 again. And another 2 in 1. It's going to be one of them games. Beiji is going to cast Red Fire.
What target?
Onto the giant.
Okay.
A 3 and a 1. Luckily, he has the Staff of Change. So it goes off on a 6.
I am going to dispel that. And
It stopped by a lot.
but didn't throw them into the nicely created dice tray.
Yes. Then I'm going to cast 5 up ward on my Chosen Warrior unit. And I'm going to try that on 3 dice, which is requiring a 6+. I'll try it on 2 dice so that I can hopefully get it off a second time. A 6. So they have a 5 up ward on this warrior unit. Do you want to try and dispel, Phil?
I haven't got any dice.
Oh, that was all your dispel
That was all
dice.
my dispel
Oh,
dice.
no.
Sad tears. Sad tears.
And Beiji is going to attempt to do the same on his unit just to provide a bit of protection. So that goes off on a 7. You sure you don't want to dispel scroll it, Phil?
No, thank you.
So Phil does not want to dispel scroll it. So I'll very quickly move on into my shooting phase. No shooting.
Oh,
And combat phase, of which there's also none. So that is my turn 1. Very ineffective this turn. And we'll move into Phil's turn 2. Okay, so starting with Phil's turn 1, since I lied.
it took a
In the
turn
last
off
little
me
clip.
for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. So, Phil, on to you.
Right, declaring charges first. Dragon ogres into the dogs.
The dogs will... they'll never regroup if... But you'll overrun. Oh, is that 12 inches?
They're 14-inch move.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna flee. So,
Okay.
I flee with the dogs, 3d6. So they go 8 inches backwards and go round this unit to approximately here, since they break as skirmishers.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye, dogs, for the rest of the game. So do you want to redirect? Or are you just going to fail charge forward?
I will try and... I don't think I'm in enough range with them, to be perfectly honest.
No.
So I'm just going to fail charge and move my 7 inches forward.
Oh, they move at 7?
Yeah.
Oh, surprising.
There we go.
Okay.
No more charges, obviously, because I didn't declare any more. So, just going to do my normal movements now. So, these are going to march.
So that's the Warhounds.
Warhounds, and they're going to move to 10. And then these are going to double move because they're skirmishers.
Yep, so they're going to run, and that's the Beast Herd with a Bray Shaman in.
That's right.
Is that the Bray Shaman with 3 spells?
It is.
Okay.
This dog unit is going to go full 14. Well, actually, it can't, so it's going to go 12 and sit nicely there. Now, which one of these do I move first?
Is this for blocking your own unit that you think?
Yeah. I've got a real good habit of blocking my own units in. So it's like, which way do I go first?
I think you should block the giant in.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Right.
you do me a massive favour.
Okay. So what I'll do then is I'll because I'm nice like that, I'll move my giant first then for you. So
As to not block the giant in.
so as not to block the giant in. So he's going to go there for 10, and then he's going to move back there.
Oh, I'm going to so charge this giant. It needs to happen.
And then they are going to move as well and march there. Now, got my last Minotaurs and my last Gore to move.
So the Minotaurs and on the Dragon Ogre side.
Yep.
Facing off against my Cowardly War Dogs. And the amazing Marauder Horsemen. Don't think this is going to go great for the Marauder Horsemen. And the final Beast Herd.
Yeah, so these have got a movement of 10 because the skirmishers, they can go through terrain as well. So they're going to go there. So they're just going to be within 2 inches of the forest.
Yeah, so it's worth noting all of these pieces with trees on, we're counting as forests for the entire base.
Yeah.
Rather than actually just where the trees are.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phil's turn 1 magic phase.
Magic phase. So I have 2 for turning up, 2 for my level 2.
Yeah. And that's it?
And that's it.
Oh, I was waiting for more there.
No, it's an odd one, isn't it?
So
no, that's it.
In my Dispel dice, I've got 2 for turning up. I've got 2 for Beige. I've got 1 for my Aspiring Champion in the Warriors unit, and 1 for my Aspiring Champion in the Marauder Horsemen unit. So, I forgot my Mark of Tzeentch from my units actually gives me more power dice. So I should have had a whole 1 more last turn.
Oh, shame.
So
Shame.
We'll put the box in the middle of the table.
Shame. And they're the wrong spell cards because I definitely didn't have Pestilence. Max would have had a fit if that was the case.
I can't have meltdowns on camera. It's not allowed.
Okay. So I am going to cast Boils on an 8+. I'm going to cast it on the Warhounds there.
With the Shaman.
With the Shaman here.
So you don't need line of sight for this?
Any unit within 24 inches, I get to just pick it.
Because it's not a magic missile.
Yes, it's not a magic missile.
Go for the two.
Whoa, there we go.
And Phil gets a 10. How many dice have you got after this?
2.
2. So I'm going to attempt to dispel. I'm going to go for 3 dice because I get to re-roll any that I don't like because of the Staff of Change. It's gone on a 13.
That's fair. And the
Phil
next
says through gritted teeth.
Yeah. But the next thing I'll do is then we will then cast Afflictions from the same.
So that's -1 toughness on a character.
No, that is
half the movement
half
speed.
the movement speed, and it's any unit on the field. So it's going to go on the Screamers.
Right, so on flyers, Afflictions grounds them,
Yeah.
giving them their ground-based movement rather than flying.
Exactly.
Of which the Screamers is 1 or
Yeah.
2. It's something that it's that small I've not bothered to know.
So this goes off at a 10, so it's quite a hard cast. And it doesn't go off, it's a 5.
Okay. Well, since it's outside the box, do you want to re-roll that 1? And we'll only... No.
7. So, no.
Okay, so your shooting phase, Phil.
Yeah, I have no shooting.
Surprisingly
Surprisingly enough for this army.
Yeah, and no combat this turn. So
Surprisingly for this army as well.
Well, that might actually be surprising that we're not in combat already.
Mm.
So, we'll come back for my turn 2. Actually turn 2 this time.
Yeah, your actual turn 2.
Okay, so in my turn 2, I was going to say Chaos turn 2, but...
That's going to get really confusing, that. Especially since you've tried to steal a turn off me already.
Exactly. So, in my turn 2, I'm going to charge with these dogs into your dogs.
They're going to hold.
They're going to go in. No other charges. So, the holding dogs will move in. Oh, I didn't see that you actually had an additional dog than me. Should have thought about that. Rally fleeing troops. So the dogs are leadership 5. Oh!
Have they done it?
They done it on a double one.
Oh, no way. I was so surprised at that.
Yes! So then compulsory moves, my spawn is going to head. And this is really surprising for you, Phil. It's going to head directly into the dogs. So because it comes in compulsory moves, you don't get a charge reaction. Unless someone wants to point it out in the comment section below that we're doing it wrong. But this first time I've used a spawn. So, I get a 7 and definitely get into the dogs.
Spawn causes fear, doesn't it?
Spawn does cause fear.
So they need a leadership test on them straight away.
So you were within range of your general.
I am. So it's leadership.
Phil got the foul in the woods.
So it's leadership 8.
Yeah, and we'll get the dice tray for you.
And they're fine. So they are completely fearless.
I'm sure. We'll see if they're unspawnable.
Unspawnable? Is that a word? Unspawnable.
Unspawnable. So, in my remaining moves section, I'm just going to shuffle up with the Chaos Warriors, definitely within range. No point measuring that one. The Marauders are just going to present a united front on that one. I'm not really utilising these fast cavalry well. But my fast cav are going to go to here. And now on this side of the board, so there's only really the screamers that I want to do over here. What toughness are the Dragon Ogres?
4.
4, so the same as the Minotaurs.
Yeah.
So that matters for my shooting phase. Well, I'm going to call it the shooting phase now, but the magic phase for the aspiring champion here. But the screamers are going to do something completely unexpected and fly over your Dragon Ogres to give the strength 3 hits automatic. And I'm going to go 9 to the middle and 9 back out to Phil's finger. And then these are going to line up just after and be skirmishing. So, in the magic phase, I get 2 dice for coming. I get 2 for Beiji, 2 for each aspiring champion, and 1 when I pull it out of the box for having a unit with the mark of Tzeentch, which I forgot last turn, as I mentioned, and I'm never going to stop mentioning from now on. So do you want to tell us how many magic dice you've got, Phil?
Still 3. 2 for turning up and 1 for my level 2 Bray Shaman.
Okay. So, I'm going to start with regretting not getting Beiji slightly closer to the giant. But he's going to have to cast the spell anyway. I'm going to start with red fire from my sorcerer here onto you giant. So I'm going to do that 2 dice, which goes off on a 5+. And it does on a 9.
You can let that go through.
So it does strength first. Reroll it because it's not in the box. Oh, a 6 again. You were trying to avoid that one, weren't you? A number of hits, 4.
Oof.
So your giant's toughness
is 5.
5. So
strength 6, toughness 5, I believe.
So 3s to wound. Only 2 wounds on the giant, but
no save. No save.
Okay. So do you want a dice to mark that?
That'd be great.
Okay. Do you mind if I go back and just do my screamers?
That you didn't do the auto hits for?
Yeah, because I should have done it as So, against toughness 4 Dragon Ogres, strength 3, 1 wound.
So, I have 1 4-up save. They have light armour and 5-up scaly skin.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No. Pass that red dice.
So, I'm next going to go with red fire again over here, and buoyed by that success, I'm going to do it into the Dragon Ogres. So it goes off on a 10. You're going to have to dispel something at some point.
How many more dice have you got left?
Enough to make you live in fear. So I've got 7 dice left.
No, you can have red fire.
Okay, so It does strength 2. That's not showing up very well. And number of hits 4. I'll get different dice for this next one. So I need 6s to wound. 1 wound on the Dragon Ogres.
Saved on a 6.
Okay. Don't worry, we believe you that that's a 6. Or I do at least. Everyone else might call you a cheater. So I'm going to put the dice tray over here so it's nearer the box. Well, it's near the camera. I'm going to cast Red Fire from Beiji into the Giant. And that goes off on a 5. So he's going to re-roll his 1. And it goes off on a 9.
I'm going to try and dispel this. And it's dispelled.
Does on an 11. I'm going to have to cast Blue Fire, which although it's only a 12-inch range, so I don't think I'm in, but I've got 5 dice left. And I need to do something to this Giant. So, as I said, I should have moved him closer, but... So, 3 dice to get the 10. And I'm going to re-roll the 2s for the Staff of Change. So it goes off on a 14.
Yep.
Which Phil cannot dispel. Phil, will you just measure the 12 for me? So that it's super accurate with the ruler. From the close part of the base, come on, but he's miles out anyway.
He's miles out anyway.
Yeah.
In fact, I was giving you probably more by using the movement tray, but yeah, it's way out.
Right, so on my last 2 dice, I'm going to cast a 5-up ward onto the Aspiring Champion and her warrior unit. That was a silly knock at the camera. And it goes off irresistibly. Excellent. Excellent. So, surprisingly, for a Chaos Army, no shooting. And on into combat, in which we just have the Spawn and the Dogs, and the Dogs and the Dogs.
The Dogs and the Dogs.
So, let's start with the Dogs and the Dogs. So, we're both weapon skill 4.
Yeah.
Well, I charge, so I start.
Yeah, you
first.
strike first.
So, we're both weapon skill 4. So, 4s. Oh, 1 hit. And then strength 4, toughness 3.
Yep.
Is 1 dead wolf.
I think the sound effects really add to the drama, to be honest.
He's lucky that I don't need to do them in post.
So I've got 5 attacks left now with my dogs. So 3 hits.
This is looking more like the roll that I wanted.
And then 3s to wound. So that's 3 dead.
So I lose combat by 2. And I'm within 12-inch range of my general.
You lose combat by 3
for
because
being
you're outnumbered.
Oh, so leadership 6 for these dogs. And I imagine you're chasing. I should have left that, but...
So, that's my... I know I've just done that the wrong way around, but now we know what that is.
So 9 versus...
13. So, my 9 gets me... Go on, you move yours, sorry.
So I go 9, 11, 13 is back to just behind here.
So they go barreling in.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, I really don't want them to. So
they go barreling in there. Like so.
Oh, did you glide with the front? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I can live with that one. So, the spawn combat with your dogs here. I will very quickly ask Phil, what are the spawn stats?
It's D6 attacks plus 1. It's strength.
Is it plus 1?
Yep.
All the time?
It's strength 4. And I think it's weapon skill 3. But I need to check on that.
So, Phil in fact got that right. Weapon
Yes.
skill 3. Look at his happy face there.
Very chuffed with that one.
So, I've got D6 attacks plus 1. 5.
Ooh, nice.
So, I hit you on 4s.
You do?
Oh, no hits. And then your attack's back with 3 dogs.
So we're hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
Oh, none.
Okay, so you outnumber. I'm fearless. I'm unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Yeah.
So they just sit there.
So everyone sits in combat.
Like silly sausages.
Idiots.
Oh, I prefer my silly sausages.
Yeah, so we will come back with Phil's turn 2. So, we are here on Phil's turn 2. And have you got any charges to declare?
First, I need to blow my bray horn.
Oh.
So that needs to come on first with my unit that was in ambush.
Okay.
So, I am.
So you declare the table edge for this?
You clear the table.
point?
You clear the point,
Okay.
and then this is actually a bit contested, and we'll just do this now. And this is the way I do it. So you declare the point where they're coming on.
So that will be.
So that's going to be here.
Just mark that with the
There we go. Then you roll the leadership test. If they fail, you roll the scatter die and you draw a line, and that's where they come on at that point.
Yeah, rather than on.
Rather than the table edge, because some people have said table edge, and you can be read both ways actually. So.
Yeah. So what does your horn do?
It just does that. That's
Oh,
it.
they just come on.
It just goes, and then that's it.
Okay, so it's not like a magic item.
No.
So you've just got a rubbish normal horn.
Yeah.
So let's get the dice box, and Phil will do his leadership test.
They come on exactly where I want them to.
Boo.
So they come on as they come on from reserve, so they just line up.
So do they stay there this turn, or do they move this turn?
I think they stay there that turn.
So they don't. You don't do a move on. It's just like coming back on from pursuit off the table.
I believe that they just come on in that sort of way, so that's the way I'm going to do it. If I'm wrong...
Yeah, we should be right by now, because you've played this army quite a lot.
Yeah!
But there's always room for mistakes.
There is. So...
Okay, so Phil's unit is deployed on the table edge. And we've actually done this slightly out of order. That should have been after charges.
It should have been, yeah. So I'm just going to declare the charges now.
Yeah, he's by the by.
So these
We're friends here.
We're friends. So these are going to charge into the Marauder Horse. These are going to charge into the Marauder Horse as well.
Okay, so these guys are going to flee.
Okay.
Any more charges?
I don't think I've got any more charges that I can actually make at this moment in time.
And I'm very happy about that. so let's do the flee move. Oh, they flee a lot. They flee more than I wanted them to.
Okay.
14.
So I'm... Go on.
So that's 9, 10, 14 gets them to here. Oh, actually, they'll be at the front of that. And then you're going to...
redirect into these units with both.
Okay, so they're just going to hold.
Okay, so do these get in?
Ooh, they're just out.
Just out.
Which means the Minotaurs will be out as well.
Yeah, so they go there. And the Minotaurs will be out as well.
Yeah, they just hit the back of the Dragon Ogre unit, don't they? Okay, these Minotaurs have great weapons, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And that's a question for my next turn.
Yes, they do.
So, remaining moves section of Phil's turn.
Okay, so these are going to move 10.
So, you were saying they had the unruly rule.
So, oh yes, there's something that we had. So, unruly means that when I'm going to move the units, and this is in the compulsory, I believe, as well, on a d6 roll of a 1, they have to move towards the nearest enemy model.
Yeah.
Anything else, they don't have to. So for this unit...
So it's not something that I can rely on to explore?
No, not really. I mean, 1 in 6 chance, it don't really come up that often. So these are going to move, funny enough, to the closest unit, but we'll do it anyway. So they get to move to the closest unit.
Well, they passed their test.
They passed their test,
And we need to remember to roll in the dice box, sorry guys. getting caught up in the joyous occasion of playing fantasy battles.
Now, same with these guys here as well. They have to move towards if they roll a 1. So they don't, so they get to roll pretty much how they want. They get to move how they want. Let's go for it. Right, they're going to move and park in front of your Chaos Warriors there.
And this is the unit with Filgor the Foul and the Standard Bearer.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're going to move and just park themselves there. We're going to...
Oh, because he's get the exact placement matters now.
Yeah. Funny enough, it does. So the exact placement matters now. So
well, if you want to just put the 5s behind, we can say that because you want basically Phil's trying to get the centre of the unit to be this way.
Yeah.
So that when I charge, I expose my flank possibly to the giant.
That's exactly it. So let's just remember them there, in that way there. Okay.
The giant shuffles forward.
Shuffles forward, and they shuffle forward. And I think that's it for my movement now.
Okay, so magic phase. Do you want to count your dice out now that you've got slightly more?
So 2 for coming. I've got now a level 2, and I've got another level 2 on the field as well.
Yep. So in response or retaliation, I've got 2 for coming. I've got 2 for Beiji, a level 1, and a level 1. So I've got 6 total dice. So the same number as Phil, actually. So, where are we starting? Are we starting with the call of the Wild Hunt? Or are we saving dice for that?
we're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that one.
So this is the magic phase where Phil reveals some power stones.
It's nothing but predictable. Nothing but predictable. What we're going to do here is we're going to do boils first.
So that's D6 strength 4, no armor saves.
Yep. And it's going to be cast from this guy here on this unit here.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw 3 dice at it. And it goes off on a 12.
And this only affects once, as opposed to whichever one it is.
It's not Pestilence where it's every turn, it's just once.
Right. And you've got this spell again.
I have.
Oh my god, this is a hard decision. 12. I'll let you have that one.
Okay.
So D6, strength 4. What range is it? Enough?
24 inches.
Enough. So Phil gets 5. Strength 4s and my Marauder toughness 3. So that is 3 dead Marauders.
Yep.
And Phil's face, I imagine, was
Smoke mode.
Smug, yeah.
Smoke mode.
Okay.
So we've got 3 dice left now. What we're going to be looking at doing is 2 more dice, and I don't know if I'm going to be in range with this one actually. We're going to try boils again.
So this is from this shaming on the table edge.
This shaming on the table edge, yeah. So we'll cast it on 2, so I've got 1 die left. It doesn't go off.
So that's on a 5.
Yeah.
So we've got 6 dice of my dispel dice left versus Phil's
1.
and a power stone.
And a power stone. So I'm going to pop a power stone from this chap here.
So that's this guy on the table edge who comes in with the Staff of Darkoth.
Yeah, it's the Staff of Darkoth, which gives him the Call of the Wild. So any beast unit, which is Warhounds, Gore, or Bestigore, are allowed to make a move which then counts as a charge. They declare which unit they're going to charge at, so it's still a failed charge, so they can still move on. So he's going to cast it on this unit here.
Oh, so it just affects 1 unit?
It only affects 1 unit, yeah. So he's going to do it on this. So he's going to do it on 3 dice. It's a 9 plus.
So Phil gets a 13.
13.
I'm going to throw my 6 dice against it. And it's definitely stopped, on a 1622. Okay. And that is your shooting phase, because magic has all run out for Phil.
That's it. I've got no more magic at this moment in time. So, it's then down to combat.
Okay, so we have 2 combats this turn. The dogs which overran into Beiji's Marauder unit, or Marauder Horsemen unit, and the spawn versus the dogs.
Yep.
Very dog-heavy table at the moment.
It is.
So, which one do you want to start with, Phil?
Well, these effectively charge, so they go first.
So you want to start with the good one?
So I want to start with the good
one.
Possibly the good one. So
right, so we will roll them in the dice tray this time to try and actually make this legible.
So, weapon skill 4 Marauders?
Yes.
Right,
so you're hitting me on 4s.
4s. I'm not allocating any to Beiji.
Have you got a champion dog in the unit?
No.
I don't think
there's such a thing.
Oh, is that only...
That's Vampire Counts where you get a Doom Wolf, isn't it?
Right, so I can't challenge one out.
Ooh.
So
only
Phil
one.
gets 1 hit.
And then you're toughness 3, aren't you?
I am toughness 3.
Oh, none!
A 1.
No!
So it goes about as well for you as my dog's last turn.
Yeah.
So Beiji is going to strike back. He's a Chaos Lord, so he has 5 attacks. He's got weapon skill more than yours.
Yeah, definitely.
So he hits 3 times.
Yeah.
And then his great weapon eviscerates a dog on a 2. So that's 3 dead dogs. And my Marauders in the first turn of combat. Oh, so it's worth noting here, Beiji here is on a 50 by 50 base because it looks good. But he's actually only on a Chaos Steed. So there is the Marauder behind is actually in the place of his base as well. Yeah. So I get all except this one at the end. So I get 5 Marauders, one of which is a champion for 6 attacks. So I get 4 hits. And then I've got flails. So they will be wounding you on 2s since your toughness 3. So that's 3 more dead dogs.
That's just that unit dead.
It is. Our next combat, we've got the dogs versus the spawn.
I've got a higher initiative than the spawn.
I very much imagine so. So you will go first with your 3 dogs.
2 hits.
That's much better than last time.
Wounding on 5s. No wounds.
And then the spawn attacks back. He's got d6 plus 1. So that's 2 attacks. I've got weapon skill 3 against your weapon skill 4.
Ooh.
Which I hit twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then my strength of 4 versus your toughness 3. So 3s. So that's 2 dead dogs. So I've won combat by 1 since you still outnumber me.
Yes.
So you're on leadership 7.
Because my general is the foul is there, yeah.
You give him his name, Phil.
Phil got the foul. And
so Phil fails.
Fail.
On a 9. Now, you were hoping for this, I think.
Yes, I do. I did want that. Battle Standard Bearer.
Yeah, you can re-roll within 12.
Do I have to do that? Or can I just, not do that?
I'm also happy for you to run away. I think the actual rules is you can choose to re-roll.
Right, okay. They're going to run away.
And I'm very happy that we're in, those because I do want you to run away.
Well, if not, they're just going to be stuck there all day.
Well, exactly. Well, so the thing is, Phil wants to run away to clear his giant because he reckons the giant is going to be a big player in this game. I want Phil to run away so that I can not pursue with the spawn to get out of the way for the only thing that might be able to deal with the giant, which is my Chaos Warrior unit here.
So let's...
So I'm going to not overrun.
13.
Phil runs a lot. Okay, so that's Phil's turn 2. back to my Chaos turn 3, confusingly, I'm going to declare a charge from Beiji into your beast herd that's blocking the way. Also going to charge this turn is the Marauders into the same unit, and they're going to go first.
Right, okay.
So that I get to be in the side. These Warriors of Chaos, Chosen Warriors, are going to charge into the Giant.
Can't move past the spawn.
Compulsory moves come before.
Oh, the movement of the charges!
Yeah. So, that's all of my charges this turn.
Hold up.
Oh, actually, these Screamers are going to charge into the dogs.
Sweet. We've got one thing. Beginning of your turn, it's terror tests first. It's in with both.
Yeah. So, on my General's Leadership of 9, which is Beiji here, I'm going to take those 2 terror tests. So for the Warriors, they're fine on a double 1. And for the Marauders, they're fine on a 5. Carrying on the tradition of all of my units being fine. So
now you've declared your charges.
Yeah, so declaring charges, I've got to take a fear test for the Warriors to charge the Giant.
Yeah.
They fail it and stand there like lemons. The Marauders here will take a fear test to charge your General's unit, because Phil's General of Nurgle causes fear.
So does the Battlestander Bearer as well.
But yeah, I got to take the fear test to charge the model. So they're fine on the General's Leadership of 9.
Oh, big high stakes now.
And now it's Beiji who has... Oh, he's not actually got a tradition of failing these tests.
No, he's
Jedi.
Failed him constantly.
Yeah, so... And Beiji has the Golden Whip. Yeah, exactly. Which whips himself into a frenzy. So on 9... And he gets it on a 9. The tradition is unbroken of him passing them. So what is your charge reaction, Phil?
I'm going to hold. I don't think I can get away from your unit, so I'm going to hold.
So the Marauders move forward half an inch in contact. So then Phil ranks up against my unit in 4 wide formation.
I do.
And we will come back when he has done that. Okay. So Beiji wheels in. Okay, so Beiji has wheeled in. The Marauders have gone in the front. Before moving charges,
you have to move.
It was the spawn. So the front of your unit actually has to face the spawn as he moves into your unit. So long as you don't roll a double 1, we'll see him ease in. So Phil's unit turns to face. Okay, so I've got the fail charge and just stand there from the fear check there. So the next one is rallying my Marauder Horsemen that fled from the charge last turn.
Your doggos.
Yes, and my dog's on the other side of the table. I would have forgot that as well, thank you. So these have a leadership of 8 and a musician, so it's 9. And they just get the 9 yet again. So these rally and can move normally this turn. If I can get out the words for move. And then the dogs here on leadership 9 pass. And are going to be stuck there this turn due to not being fast cav. So remaining moves isn't a massive amount. It's just, these Screamers move into your dogs as well.
Does your spawn cause fear?
It does. So Phil has remembered, because even though his General and Standard Bearer cause fear, it doesn't make the unit immune to fear. So Phil takes his fear test.
And he's fine. On a 4.
Yes. And the dogs are being charged by the Screamers, which I declared before. So they just run anyway? Because I...
Yeah, they run anyway, but so they run 3d6, don't they?
Yes.
So they have run
10 inches.
10 inches directly away from the unit.
And then that won't be within 20 of the screamers. So will you just then move my screamers 10 inches across the table, please, Phil? So, remaining moves. We've got a little dance going on here. The dogs are going to turn to the rear for half. They're going to move 3.5 and turn back to the front. They're going to sort of angle that way just in case you get the... what do I do? And then they're going to turn back to the front. Then the Marauder Horsemen here are going to just angle here so that my Aspiring Champion can cast spells still. And hopefully flank Phil as he moves around the table with them, just to put him off a bit. So, into the
magic phase!
Okay, so into the magic phase. Phil, do you want to count out your dice first? I think we've done this there.
2 for turning up. But now I've got another. I've got 2 now because I've got my other shaman on the field.
Okay, so I, in my offensive spells, get 2 for coming, 4 for Beiji, 2 for 1 Aspiring Champion, 2 for a 2nd Aspiring Champion.
And your unit.
And my unit, yes, Phil, thank you. So, with these, what do I do? Well, surprisingly, we're going to do red fire from here into the Dragon Ogres. Can I just have the dice box, please, Phil? Thank you very much. So I'm going to do that on 2 dice, and it's a 5 to cast. She miscasts. So, let's see what the miscast does. Ooh, 11. That might be horrendously terrible. We will look it up and come back. Okay, so we've come back with the miscast table.
So you rolled an 11, and I'll try and do this in my best voice, even though I can barely
Your most
speak.
mystical voice.
Ravaged by the power of chaos, the wizard loses some of his power. The caster's magic level is reduced by -1, and he cannot attempt to cast a spell that he has miscast for the rest of the battle. If the caster's magic level is reduced to 0, he can cast no further spells for the rest of the battle, but he still counts as a first level wizard for the purpose of calculating the number of the spell dice only.
Okay, so tragedy, due to that being quite a useful spell, she's left with the 5-up ward save. So over this side of the battle, my caster in the warriors unit is gonna cast red fire on the giant, surprisingly. It goes off on a 7, it doesn't miscast, yes! So, are you going to dispel, Phil? Let's put it at the side.
Yeah, because I will need that giant to survive. I'm going to throw all my dispel dice at that now.
It's definitely gone on an 18.
Gone.
Okay. I'm going to cast 5-up ward on the warriors unit on a 6+, and that goes off on a 7. So the warriors unit now has a 5-up ward. And finally, Beiji is going to do a couple of things. He's going to cast he's not going to cast 5-up ward on his own unit since it remains in play. He's going to cast Pop into the Warp.
I knew this was going to come.
Do I do it on Philgore the Foul? He does. He tries to pop him into the warp. He's going to re-roll the double 1 because of his Staff of Change. And it's an irresistible force. So, Phil, will you please take a leadership check for Philgore the Foul? He's fine. And then I'm going to use my last 2 dice to cast 5-up ward on Beijing's unit. And it goes off on
10. 11.
11, because it was out in
the box.
The box. Yeah, I'll have to get used to doing that. So, the 5-up ward has gone off on both of these units, and everything else has been completely ineffectual. So, moving into shooting.
No shooting.
No shooting. And then combat, in which we've just got this massive ruckus happening here.
Yeah.
So, Phil, Beiji, as a Chaos Lord, although he doesn't have any special rules, he's got to declare a challenge.
But he can't, because there's no character model in the back rank.
You are in combat on a fighting rank, so can accept a challenge. It's not you have to be in combat with me to accept a challenge.
I'm not in a fighting rank, though. I have to be in yours.
You are in a fighting rank here.
Fine.
If you want, I'm going to issue it. You can accept with who you want, but I'm going to declare it to Phil Gore the Foul.
I will definitely issue with Phil. I will accept with Phil Gore the Foul.
So we can spend 3 or more turns
just slapping each other,
missing each other due to the armor of damnation.
Yeah.
So I strike first.
Okay.
With my great weapon. I have 5 attacks. I will just get some easier to see dice. So 5 attacks, weapon skill more than yours.
Yeah.
Oh! 2 hits because I rolled badly. The armor of damnation doesn't come into it.
You have to reroll.
Oh, is it reroll?
Your successfuls.
I was thinking it was -1 to hit.
No, reroll your successfuls.
So 2 hits still.
Yep.
And then strength 7, so 2 wounds.
Okay.
Irresistible wounds.
So I have Gaze of the Gods on my Beastman.
Yeah, so this is strength 7, so it's ignoring any armor that you've got.
Well, I've got 4 up invulnerable for him.
Yeah.
So I save 1 wound. So he's now down to 3.
Oh, horrible. The Chaos Steed is going to fight. And hits, but I roll, so it doesn't hit. And then next, I will go with my aspiring champion, Togrel, in the front of the Marauders on foot. So he has 3 attacks with his great weapon. He hits once and doesn't wound.
Okay.
You can recover, Max. You can recover. So I've got 4 attacks from the Marauders, including the champion. So I'm hitting you on 4s because your weapon's got 4.
4, I am, yeah.
So 1 hit and a 6 for 1 wound.
So is it from this unit here, yeah?
It is.
Oh, well, we will...
You're just taking from anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Then...
What did you get to wound? You got flails?
I got 6 to wound.
That's fine.
Yeah. Don't you worry. Then the spawn into the front rank, I will just go... I'll just go into your unit. I want to break you. Gets 3 attacks plus 1 for 4. So I hit you on 4s and get no hits. This is looking like a good combat. And then finally, my Marauder Horsemen into the Ungors at the rear.
Yes!
So there are 5 of them. 5 of them in the fighting rank total, plus 1 for having a champion. So I hit you on 4s. Oh, what weapon
hit
skill
me on
Ungor?
3s. Your weapon skill 4, right? You hit me on 3s there, weapon skill 3.
And what toughness are Ungors?
3.
3. So I wound you on 2s. So that's 4 dead Ungors. So you're going to have a champion and a gore plus your character with battle standard into the spawn. There's going to be 1 gore fighting into the Marauders of Chaos on the side, and nothing except Phil Gore into Beiji on the back.
Okay, so Phil Gore's going to go last. So I have to tell you now that my battle standard bearer has the Banner of the Beast. So he gives every model in the unit plus 1 attack.
Okay.
So we'll do him first.
Yeah.
So he has to go into the spawn.
He does.
So wounded on 3, hitting on 3s.
3 hits.
He's strength 4.
So toughness 5.
Yeah, so 5s. Ooh.
And re-rolling the one outside the box.
Nothing there.
No wounds.
So then we've got the champion.
Who's a full render.
So he's got 4 attacks.
Yeah. So he starts with 3 plus 1 for the banner.
He starts with 2 hand weapons and plus 1 for the banner.
Okay.
So 2 hits.
And strength 4.
Yeah,
toughness 5. So
2 wounds.
So he's down 2, 1 wound.
Then we've got the battle stand. We've got the standard bearer here.
Yeah, just this. So this is just the normal gore standard.
Normal gore standard bearer. So with 3 attacks again. 2 hits. 5s again.
So 1 wound.
1 wound.
Spawn has 3 wounds. We will come back at the end of combat to see if the spawn has any more wounds, since that's all your attacks anyway. So
Spawn has 3 wounds.
right. So that is the spawn dead. So next you have 1 gore into the Marauders of Chaos unit.
Yep. So that's 3 attacks for them.
Yep. 4s. So 2 hits.
And 4s again.
Yep.
Nothing.
No wounds. And then finally, Phil Gore.
With these 5 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Yep. So Phil hits with 4 but needs to re-roll the successes because I've got the same armour as Phil somehow. So that's 2 hits. What strength are you base?
5.
So you've got strength
7.
7 for your great weapon.
Yeah.
So
2
he
wounds.
wounds with 2. He's got -4 to my armour.
Yep.
But I'm a Chaos Lord on Barded Steed, so I have a 2-up save. -4 is 6s.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 6s followed by a 5 for my ward that I've got. Followed by 5s. So I take 1 wound.
Now, because I cause 1 wound, on a 4-up, I get that wound back that was caused against it. So I don't get the wound back.
Okay. So, let's work this out. Phil has caused 4 wounds total. He's got a banner. And that is it, I believe.
Yes.
I caused 6 wounds in total. I've got a banner. I outnumber. I've got a flank and a rear charge.
Yep.
So I've got a total of 11 versus Phil's 5. So you have a test on -6, which puts you at double 1s with a reroll with the battle standard bearer. Now, I'm going to pursue.
I run away from the biggest unit, which is your Marauders.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got to declare before.
Yeah.
So your double 1 with a reroll, I'm going to pursue with everything. So that's 8 and a 5. So
There you go.
2d6 away from the Marauder unit. Oh, actually. Right, so Phil goes 9. My unit strength of my Marauder Horsemen is 14. And there are 14 in the Marauder unit.
Oh, actually, I braked anyway. You've got ranks. You didn't count them.
Ah, right, but he's still a double 1. So rather than going away from one unit or the other, just that way.
That way. 9.
9. And I pursue with Beige's unit enough to wipe them out. 9,
There you
15.
go. Okay.
And with the Marauder unit, 3. So we will move these units and then come back to get the result. Okay, so we've come back and the final position of the unit, the 15 inches took my Marauder Horsemen with Beige into contact with the Giant, and they just clipped and wheeled in to here, and the 3 inches just butted this Marauder unit up to Beige's unit that had collided with the Giant. So we've got a bit of a mess here both ways. the Marauder unit is facing into Beiji's unit. The Chaos Warrior unit is blocked by Beiji's unit, but your Minotaurs at the back are blocked by your Giant from charging this turn because they can't wheel past the back of the Giant. Okay, so Phil has just pointed out that this Giant is illegally modelled and it should actually be on a 50mm base. So his Minotaurs here will be able to charge my Marauder Horse in the flank because they
can get past.
They can get past the base, yeah. So that's how it's ended up at the end of my turn 3, and we will be moving into Phil's turn 3 momentarily. So we are at the top of Phil's turn 3 on declare charges. So
start from this side. Dragon Ogres are going to go into the dogs.
Yeah. The dogs are going to hold.
Okay. The Minotaurs are going to go into the side of Beiji's unit.
Yeah. So here, I need to take both a panic check for being charged in the side, which I'm actually hoping I fail, because I'd quite like to run away from that unit being butchered. And I'm then going to have to take, if I pass that, I'm going to have to take a fear check for being charged by a fear-causing enemy. So, the panic check for being charged in the side, they pass, sadly, on a 4. And then the fear check, now I need to pass this to have any chance in the combat that's now definitely going to happen. They do, they pass it.
Okay. Those are my only 2 charges.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, so we'll just move them in now.
Now, you say that you're only 2 charges. Does the Staff of Darkoth work every turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can pull it in the magic phase again.
Yeah. It's a magic spell that I just get extra.
Here I need to take a panic check for the dogs versus the Dragon Ogres.
Yep.
And they fail on a 6. So run away 10 inches.
Okay, so I'm going to redirect then.
I'm going to hold with my Marauder Horsemen unit.
So they can actually get in.
If not, I'd just run off the board. So the dogs definitely run off the board.
And they move into there.
Lame.
And the Minotaurs.
Yeah,
you know what? We're going to skew.
Well, they go straight forward and get 2 in.
Get 2 in.
So rallying the dogs in your compulsories into the box.
No.
They fail and run directly to your board edge.
And they.
Do you want to roll to see if they stay on? They're off.
No point running rolling the 3rd die at home. So now it's just my movement phase.
Yeah. Well, because you could have charged.
Yeah, I could have charged. I thought I was out of range. Sorry for swearing.
Well, it's now a high stakes game of Max versus Phil. Could go any way, though I think I always get the bad feelings, but I've got a feeling I know which way this is going.
Max victory in my mind here. What about you?
I think Phil victory at the moment. This Minotaur charge with the Giant could potentially just destroy me. And this charge, I was convinced that charge wasn't going to be in with the Dragon Ogres.
Yeah.
Which that's a big thing because it means that flank isn't protected unless I win combat, obviously.
Yeah.
So, magic phase.
So I have still got 6 dice for my magic phase. You have now got 1 less.
I still count as a level 1 for dispelled dice purposes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I always get that wrong.
I get 2 for coming. I get 2 for Beiji, aspiring champion, and let's try this big dice. Another aspiring champion.
Okay.
So, what is the first maneuver in the magic phase, Phil?
We're gonna cast
It's going to be boils or Call of the Wild One.
We're going to cast Afflictions on this unit here.
So that halves the movement of the Marauders of Chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 3 dice out of Phil's 6.
Yep, and that goes off on a 10. So it goes off.
On a 14. I'm going to use 3 dice to try and stop that. Oh, you can have that one. Oh, it's horrible when it goes off because it's on a 10. I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to make a bold move here.
Okay.
So, the Marauders are half movement at the moment.
That's fine. I'm going to cast... Gonna go for Call of the Wild again on 3 dice.
Yeah. So this is your last 3. Oh,
Irresistible
Force.
So they go straight into the side there.
And my 4th rank shuffles across, meaning Phil gets all of his dudes to fight.
And that's it. Nothing else.
Okay, no shooting. So into the combats.
Okay.
Where do you want to start, Phil?
Should we start with the Dragon Ogres first?
Yep. Right, so in the Dragon Ogre combat, Phil has 9 attacks from his Dragon Ogres. Hitting on 4s. So not the best of rolls, he's only hit with 3 attacks. Which might allow me to do some damage back with my flails. And 2s to kill.
Yeah.
2
dead.
2 dead. So... I'm just going to take the ones that I don't like out. I don't like you, and I don't like you. So everyone is actually striking in this combat. My attacks back, I have my Aspiring Champion, who has 3 attacks with her weapon skill 6. Weapon skill more than yours.
Yeah.
Great weapon. So I hit twice. I wound you on 2s, because your toughness 4. So that's 2 wounds from strength 7, so -4. So that's a Dragon Ogre dead. And I match the wounds.
Did it take a fear check?
You didn't ask me to take a fear check.
No, I didn't.
So, Legion 8, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
So, my Marauders striking. Oh, that should have struck last anyway. Not that it matters. Oh, it actually does, because if her great weapon would have struck first, the Marauders would have been out, but they are actually in because their flails strike first. Yeah. So, I've got 4 Marauders, one of which is a champion.
Do you know what?
What's this for?
You only hit the one you're in base-to-base contact with.
Okay.
So, you do...
And they get 3 wounds each?
Yeah.
Right. So I've done 2 wounds to them already, so they're both on 1.
No, you did 1 wound.
Oh, did I only do 1
wound? 1 wound
right.
to that one.
So the Marauders with flails, I get 4 hits, and I'm strength 5, so I wound you on 3s. So 2 wounds to the Dragon Ogres at -2.
So 6s?
6s.
No.
2 wounds, which does kill that Dragon Ogre.
Just does kill that Dragon Ogre.
And then I've got a Chaos Steed from my Aspiring Champion.
Yep.
Which misses. And then I've got 4 horses, of which 2 hit, and then strength 3 for Marauder Horses.
5.
So 5. So 1 wound at -0. So your scaly skin is 5 up.
Plus light armour.
Oh, 4 of them.
Saved.
So saved.
So you did 3 wounds to me, I did 2 wounds to you.
Yeah. I outnumber.
How many have you got?
I've got 5, all counted as 2. You have 2 counted as 3.
Yeah.
So, you're at -2 to your leadership test.
Yeah. Do you have a banner in there?
I don't know. And which I'm going to pursue. Yeah. So he fails on a 10. And you run 3, I run 3.
Oh no. 9.
9. 9.
Oh.
Oh, that was not the way I actually thought that was going to go.
No, I thought they would have. I thought they were nailed on with that. To be honest, only hitting with what was it, 2 or 3 attacks?
3 attacks and
3
wounding.
attacks,
and then wounding with 2.
Yeah, that's not how I thought it was going to go.
9 takes my Marauder horses to this point, ready to circle the Minotaurs because I do not want to engage them. So, or do I with that sort of rolls?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, 100% you do.
Okay, so on to
This
the
giant
central combat.
mess.
Yeah, so we both
We
both have always strikes first from charging. I don't think it's made clear in the rule book, but you charged last, so you go first.
Okay.
But that's the way that we've always done it, so we'll do it that way.
Alright, so 2 Minotaurs.
Yeah,
With,
into
3 attacks into the Marauders.
So Phil hits 3 times with the Minotaurs.
Yeah. Wounded on 2s.
Wounded on 2s.
Oop. Roll that one again.
So 3 wounds from the Minotaurs. So that's 3 dead. And that fighting rank is gone against the Minotaurs and the Giant. And I've got 1 Marauder that should be on Beiji's base, and Beiji fighting into the Giant. So, the Marauder first, he's got a flail, which hits the Giant.
Yeah,
Your weapon
that's
skill
3.
And then Strength 5, Toughness 5. Does nothing. The Marauder's Steed hits, wounds on a 6, doesn't wound on a 2. Beiji's Chaos Steed hits because his weapon skill 4. 6 wounds at -1, you've no save.
Yeah.
And then Beiji, let's see if he can pull the combat back. He hits 4 times versus the Giant at Strength 7 with his great weapon. I wound you on 2s. 4 wounds to the Giant, which kills the Giant, but that can have only done 3 wounds, which you've got remaining. Which means there's only 4 wounds being done total in the combat by me, despite there being 5 successes. Yeah. So, we both have a flank charge for the combat.
Giant falls over.
The Giant falls over. Do you want to roll your directional? Let's roll it very close to the Giant. And it falls into your Minotaurs and two of my Marauders.
Yeah, so it goes that way. So I can't remember.
Gets 2 Minotaurs, gets 2
Marauders.
Marauders.
I need just to have a look at what the strength is for this. I think it's the...
I think it's Strength 1.
You think it's strength 1?
Yeah.
I think
Does
it's
this
like...
count towards combat res?
Don't know.
Okay, so we've determined that the strength is 6 and partials are only hit on a 4+.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with 1 and 1.
1
For
partial,
each of us.
1 definite hit.
Yeah. So, do you want to roll the partial on my guy, Phil?
Okay.
So the partial doesn't hit my guy.
Yeah.
And on Phil's, it
hits.
does. Which is big news because it does D3 wounds
Yeah.
to each model. So do you want to roll to kill one of my Marauders? Phil gets a 6 and slays the 4th Marauder. So that's 4 total, leaving those 2. And then on Phil's Minotaurs, 2 get hit and 2 wounds. So each one does D3 wounds.
Yeah.
So the first one does 2 to a Minotaur.
Yeah.
The next one does 2. So
Right.
both of them are left with 1 wound each.
Yeah.
Now, did we read whether or not they affect combat results? So, we've determined that the Falling Giant doesn't count towards combat res due to the way that it's worded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which isn't, he's not saying that as an unfair way, but that's just how it is. So, let's count combat res. Phil got 4 wounds, or 4 kills.
Yeah.
He got a flank charge
Yeah.
and doesn't outnumber.
No.
Because because the deaths happen after combat res, right?
No, the death.
Oh, you do outnumber.
Do outnumber.
So 4 side and now outnumbers. So mine is 4 wounds that I did to the giant, and I had a flank charge on the giant in combat. So I lose by 1.
So you automatically break
from a fear causing
enemy.
Boo that man. So I'm going to run 3d6.
Minotaurs pursue 3d6 even though they're on the movement 6.
Oh no. Right, so hopefully Tzeentch favours me with this roll. No, he does not. 6. Phil needs a triple 1. So the Minotaurs destroy Beiji in the upset of the century, and I believe also get into the warriors.
I'll clip them ones first.
So this happens at the end of the combat round, doesn't it? But you will reclaim those banners that Beiji had. I don't have a banner.
Right, okay.
So you don't claim mine.
So they go. Is it that?
No, it's at the end of the combat phase.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, because we've not done this combat. Yeah. You are right. You were saying it, and I just wasn't paying attention. Do apologise.
I say some things that are right sometimes.
Yeah.
So do you want? Oh, not do you want to go first? You were going first here.
Yeah. So I have. I have 3 gore. They're in base.
Yeah.
So we'll do them first. So weapon skill 4, so hitting on 4s.
1 hit.
Ooh. Wounding on 4s.
And I've got light armour, hand weapon shield bonus. So 4+ to save.
Yeah.
I do.
So then I've got my
full render. 2 hits on 4s. 3 hits. Now this is strength 4, so you wound on 3s. 2.
So minus 1.
A 5+ save. 2 dead marauders. So that's the 2 dead marauders from combat.
And then...
and I've only got 2 in the fighting rank left.
My Bray Shaman with his Bray Staff. He's got 2 attacks base. Weapon skill 4, so still hitting on 4s. So 1 hit.
Is this with a great weapon? By the way?
Yeah. So wounding on 2s.
Yeah, you will be.
No! Oh no!
So 2 attack from the Marauders unit. I got 2 hits. And then toughness 4 in the gore ranks. 1 wound on the gore. Right. So, working out combat rares, we'll let Phil work out his since I just worked it out incorrectly.
So I have...
We just put number of dice.
Alright. Yeah. 2 ranks. A banner. I outnumber. I have a flank charge.
And 2 kills.
2 kills.
Okay, so I killed 1. I have 2 ranks because Phil is a raider, which doesn't negate ranks inside. And I've got a standard, so I lose by 3. So my leadership of 8 goes down to 5. So 7. Oh, are you pursuing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was
obvious.
I think it was obvious that.
And I run 5 to get wiped out by...
You only roll 1, by the way. They've got afflictions, they move half speed.
Oh, right, well, do you want to see if you beat the 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
And go into the side of that unit there.
Yeah. So... And your Minotaurs will then pursue into the front of my warriors.
Ooh, ruining the scenery there.
Okay, so we will come back. I bet he's happy with that turn. We will come back with turn 4. Oh, just because you didn't get the total victory over here. Okay, so turn 4. It isn't looking great for the Kurgan Horde. I blame it on the infantry. So we're in charges. My screamers are going to attempt to charge the rear of the Minotaurs.
Ooh.
And boldly, I'm going to charge here. And I'm going to say that it's boldly, because it is. The dogs here are just going to be very annoying. So what do you want to do with the Minotaurs on this flank?
They're going to hold.
So...
Whoa, fair check.
Lame. You can't let them go out in a blaze of glory. Get your dice out of there. And they pass. Due to the aspiring champion's leadership. He loves it. Brave day. It's been a brave day. Shields have been broken. So will you just put the screamers into the back of your Minotaurs, please? 20 inch.
Just making sure.
We know that's 20 inch, Phil. This isn't our first day on Earth. Okay, and then the dogs are just going to be... Dogs can go here. They should have charged, really, just to try and get that extra, like, the actual thing. But I was thinking I could maybe block off something here, but there's nothing to block off. So, but then again, it might just come down to chosen Chaos Warriors destroying people. Magic phase, this is going to be a very ineffectual phase. Since I can cast a 5-up ward on both things. So I've got 2 for coming, and I've got 2 for each of my sorcerers.
And your unit, aren't they chosen?
Oh yes, I do. Excellent. So,
I've still got my 6.
Phil still has his 6, and look at that smug face. He's well happy about it. So, first level 2 sorcerer is going to use 3 dice, and this is on the warrior's unit to cast 5-up ward. She does on a 7. I don't know why I'm casting that. It was cast last turn and she's not done anything else.
So it goes, it's cancelled.
And on the Marauder Horse on the other side of the table, it goes off on a 9.
I can't do that. I've only got 3 dice. 4 dice. I threw 3 at that. I can't do that. I was doing my power dice. That's wrong. There you go.
Okay, so combat this turn. So let's see if the Marauder Horsemen over here have the upset to the Sentry and manage to take out the Minotaurs. But it might not be that much of an upset since they've got an Aspiring Champion. So the Aspiring Champion hits on 3s with 2 hits. And then she hurts the Minotaurs on 2s. So 2 at -4.
Yep, so she's only got 1 wound left.
Her steed hits due to being weapon skill 4. 3 doesn't wound.
No.
And then I have 4 Marauder Horsemen plus 1 for the champion. Hitting on
4s. Your weapon skill 4 and weapon skill 4.
So 2 hits. 2 wounds. The double 6s come out when I don't need them. And that's at -2.
So I have 6-up saves. They have Scaly Skin and Light Armour because they've got Mark of Nurgle.
Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Double 6. And finally, the Marauder Steeds. Go on, Steeds. 1 hit. Doesn't wound. And now you're 9 attacks back with great weapons.
Hitting on 4s.
That's much better than the Dragon Ogres.
Much, much better. Wounded on 2s.
5 dead.
5 dead.
But it doesn't kill the champion or the aspiring champion because
No.
you didn't allocate it to the character.
No, I didn't.
Which matters for this combat res because it means I've only lost by 1. Oh no, I auto break anyway.
Because you got
I'm not being I am being wacky, but it doesn't help me in the slightest. So you overrun 3d6. I run 11, and Phil runs 13 and wipes me. Okay, so Phil's unit of Minotaurs has ended here, which is turn 4. They could get back into the battle if this carries on, but we will see if this carries on. Oh, right, so we've just realised that Phil's Minotaurs need to take a panic check by being charged in the rear while engaged to the front.
This is gonna be really weird. This if the
What? Because you got me in the side and front, but it's because it was in one turn that happened.
Yeah. No, what I mean is it's gonna be weird where they go.
I think you just run off directly away from my thing, trying to cause an enemy. Yeah.
Oh, they're fine.
But they don't anyway.
They're fine.
So I go first with the screamers, then you will go next with everything. So I've got 8 attacks from the screamers. I hit 3 times due to weapon skill 3. I'm strength 4, so 4s, hopefully I get 3. No, 2, and a Minotaur is preserved to fight in this combat.
So they've got 5 up save, scaly skin and light armour.
Yes.
So he takes 1 wound. Minotaurs have got 9 attacks, and they're going to go into the unit in the front. They're not going to go into the screamers, so they're hitting on 4s.
Yep. So I will be using my hand weapon shield.
2, 3,
obviously.
4, 5.
5 hits.
You won't get a save. The strength 6.
But I'm going to use it against any. I've got a hand weapon and shield. That's all I've got.
So wounded on 2s.
And strength 6 is -3. I got a 2 up save, so I do get a save. I think I'll work it out.
Oh yeah, you're chosen, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 hits.
So at -3, I've got a 5 up save.
Yeah.
So 1, 2 is dead. 1 saved. So that's 2 from the front rank of 5. So that's 2 from the front rank of 5. Phil now gets his unit in the side.
We'll do the champion first.
Yep, so that's 3 attacks for the foe render. 2 of which hit.
Toughness 4.
Toughness
4s. No, 4s on this one.
Yeah.
So 1 wound, -1.
1 wound, so I'm on a 3 up save. So that's another one dead, but that's from the side rank.
3 more.
From the regular goal.
Regular gore, yeah. So 4s.
Yep.
Ooh,
No hits.
No hits. And then 1 from the shaman, who's going to go into your...
He's going to go into my Aspiring Champion.
Your inspiring champion.
Okay.
1 hit.
Okay. So 2 up to wound. And then I've got a 4 up save. So my 4 up save is ignored from my Chaos Armour, because she's obviously using her great weapon, as why would I ever not?
Strength 5.
5.
So you've got...
-2.
-2.
So I've got a 6 up save. So I fail it anyway, and she takes a wound, which will mark with just a dice at the back. So, striking back, there's no difference really, me going into the Minotaurs or the Gores, because they're both weapon skill 4 and both toughness 4. So I'm going to try and reduce the amount of great weapon attacks coming at me next turn. So, I've got 2 people striking forwards from the front rank of the Chosen Chaos Warriors. And I've also got the Aspiring Champion striking forwards. And then I've got 2 left on the side striking into the gore. The Chosen Chaos Warriors do in fact get an additional attack. So the Champion will get 3 attacks into the Minotaurs, of which 2 hit, and he's strength 4. So it's 4s. So 1 wound at -1.
So 1 5 up save.
Yep.
Nope.
So that's failed. So a Minotaur's down to 1 wound.
1 wound.
And then a second Chaos Warrior striking forwards. So 1 hit on a 3, because I've got weapon skill 5.
Oh, I thought they were weapon skill 4.
It doesn't wound though. Then my Aspiring Champion with great weapon, might as well just go now. So she's got 2 hits and 2s because it's strength 7. So that's 2 wounds at -4, removes a Minotaur and leaves 1 on 2 wounds. Then I've got 2 Chosen Chaos Warriors striking into the Gore Herd. So, I hit you on 3s. And then wound you on 4s. So I don't wound. Right, so counting combat res, Phil's got 4 wounds, 2 ranks, a banner, and a flank. On the flip of that, I've got 4 wounds, 3 ranks, a banner, and outnumber. So I win the combat by 1. Actually, that's... Oh, and I've got a rear charge
So you win by
on the
2.
Minotaurs, so I win by 3.
3, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is 5s for the Minotaurs, 4s for the Gore Herd.
Right, so I'm going to pursue the Gore Herd with the Warriors.
Okay.
And I'm going to pursue the Minotaurs with the Screamers.
Okay. So Minotaurs first.
Leadership.
Failed. So
And the Gore Herd.
And the Gore Herd. Pass.
Yeah, can you pass on a 4?
Passing the
Okay, so the Screamers chasing the Minotaurs. You go first. 11, 14.
Dead.
You know, this is not the way that I thought that was going to go, actually. The Screamers are rubbish normally. Or rubbish at this particular task. And then the Warriors redress. So, the Screamers go 14, so that's 9. 14 to where Phil's dice are, following the Minotaurs. And the Chaos Warriors have redressed into the Gore Herd due to winning combat. So, actually, we're probably going to play another turn.
Yeah, and that's
So-
probably it then.
Phil's turn 4. Okay, so we are on turn 4 Phil, and the game is coming down now to the Beast Herd with 2 dogs in front of it, a unit of 4 Screamers, the surprise combat here,
Yeah.
and the Minotaurs that also had a surprise. Or maybe not a surprise. So Phil, we're in the declare charges phase. Any charges?
No. No.
None?
No.
You're not going to charge these 2 dogs?
No.
Okay. So, remaining moves.
So
Roll your unruly, sir.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
I was dying to say that to you.
Oh.
Yes! So
Yeah.
they have to charge.
Yeah, have to charge.
Oh, that...
Oh.
Should I turn it round to my face? Do you know what, Phil? Hold the camera for a second. Oh, yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Sorry,
about
I had to get that in.
I forgot about. Do you know what? It's not mattered any other part because it's always been charging the closest unit.
I'm going to circle this a little bit because this is the bit that is so good. See, Phil had a very good plan, which was to move past the dogs and then Call of the Wild Hunt into, hopefully, for him, the side of this Warriors unit.
Yep.
But luck has been going both ways in this game a lot.
Oh,
And
no.
I think I got the pivotal look here, but...
Gutted. Absolutely gutted.
So remaining moves of the Minotaurs.
Yeah, so they're going to move 12.
And just a wheel and running.
Gutted.
So,
Before they did that charge, the dogs need to take a fear check.
so
Because,
fair check.
they were an inch away, weren't they?
They were.
So,
They pass.
oh, for God's sake. How did he pass on a 5? How did he pass on a 5?
So, straight into combat.
No. Magic phase.
So, I've got 2 for coming and an aspiring champion.
I've still got my 6. So I'm gonna cast Boils.
Can you cast it from combat?
It's not a magic missile, you can only cast magic
Okay.
missiles into it. So I'm gonna cast Boils here.
Is it not one unengaged? Is it not an unengaged unit?
Shall we just have a look?
We shall. We will get back in a second. So, grasping at straws has not worked, and you can, in fact, cast it into combat. So that was my grasping at straws and yours, Phil, don't worry.
So, this one here.
3 dice for it.
Yeah, on boils there. It goes off on an 8, because it needs 6.
And there'll be no Call of the Wild Hunt this turn.
No.
So the only difference is that you can do the -1 toughness to a character spell,
Yeah.
or you could do this again.
I can only do this again because it requires line of sight. If you're in combat, your line of sight is only in that combat.
But so you can do the -1 toughness. Who is that from?
This person here.
That one. Right. So you could potentially do it from that, but I think what's going to matter here is having more Chaos Warriors in the unit.
Yeah.
So, double 1, definitely fail. Meaning all of that working out was useless. So D6. 4. Strength 4s with no armor save. 3, and it negates a rank. So 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it doesn't negate a rank, so is it 5 wide? 5 wide's clearly superior.
Now, another 3.
Into. -1 toughness, since that's the only thing coming.
Gonna do no boils against this unit here.
Now the only thing there, the question is do I cut out the dad noise that you just made? So boils into the dogs, so it's D6 strength 4s again.
Yeah, on 2. Doesn't go off. Now I'm going to use my final power stone to cast affliction scabs on your character. And I'm going to put it on your Chaos Warrior.
The Warrior Champion?
No,
the Aspiring Champion. Right. Okay. So
it goes off.
11, it goes off. So she's toughness 3.
Okay.
Okay. And she's also got 1 wound left.
Yeah.
Oh, she might. Oh no, she can't change her weapon. She's already.
No, she's already in combat.
Oh, right. So, combat phase.
Do you take panic checks from losing things in the magic phase?
I had more dudes than you. You needed to kill more people.
How many did you have?
I had 17 left in that unit, so you needed to kill 5.
Oh, is it 5 in that phase?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I always get confused with that. I get confused in 40k with that as well.
I don't, since I don't take leadership tests in 30k. So, combat, where do you want to start? The dogs?
So they charge, so they would go first, then it'd be you into that unit there.
Yeah, well, which one do you want to do first?
I'll do this one first.
Okay.
Bray Shaman.
Yeah, with a great weapon. 2
hits.
2 dead dogs.
2 dead dogs.
Are you overrunning?
Yep.
So Phil overruns 7. So we'll come back when Phil has moved that unit. Next combat is the Chaos Warrior versus Beast Herd combat here.
Mm-hmm.
The pivotal combat, really, of the game. I go first with my Chaos Warriors.
You won last time, and I think you're initiative.
I'm initiative more than yours.
Yeah.
So, my... Right, so I'm going to just put a normal Chaos Warrior into your champion, or your foe render. Then my champion and 2 other warriors will strike into your unit.
Okay.
And then my aspiring champion has a great weapon, so he's going last. So the normal Chaos Warrior into your foe render hits once on a 3. Put this back over here, it's too far away. So hit once, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 doesn't wound. Champion and 2 Chaos Warriors into your unit. Oh, all hit with 7 attacks.
I think that unit's dead now.
4s. 4 dead gore. And then you get to strike back. Phil is going to strike back with the foe render first. So he hits on 4s and misses 3 times. The Bray Shaman, who strikes simultaneous with my Aspiring Champion. But we might as well just do it now, because you use your grey weapon. So 1 hit. 1 wound at strength 4.
5
base. 5
Strength,
base.
Strength 3 base.
Right, so -2, so I'm going to 4 up for the Chaos Warriors. So that's saved on a 5. And then Phil has 3 ungors.
1 wound.
So strength 3 minus nothing is a 2 saved. And then I've got my Aspiring Champion who will strike all into your foe render actually. So hits 3 times and kills the foe render. For a total of 5 kills to 0.
You get the over...
No, I don't, because I wasn't in a challenge. So it's 5 kills to 0. Phil had 2 ranks, a banner, and doesn't outnumber.
No.
I had 5 and 2 ranks, beating you by 4.
Yeah, so that means I will be...
Oh, and I've got outnumber. So I beat you by 5.
I can't pass it.
Okay, do you not pass on double 1s in 6?
No, that's in 7th.
Okay, so Phil runs and I pursue. 7. 5. So Phil gets away by 2 inch. My turn 5, I'm going to charge the Screamers into the Broken Gore Herd.
You can't.
Why not?
Yeah. Because oh yeah, you can see from this one, can't you? Sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that through the forest.
Yeah,
You can't go through the
don't worry.
forest.
Yep. And I'm going to charge this unit into your gore here.
Okay.
And they hold, I imagine.
Yeah, you have to take a fear check for that before you move.
Oh no. This is where I failed the fear check. I pass.
You
on a
pass.
5.
That's fine. And yeah, so you just connect to that one there.
And you rank up into your 4.
I rank up into my 4.
And you run away again with your unit that had broke before. So Phil runs directly away from the Screamers, 9 inches, which easily gets him away.
So you're there, yeah. So I'm.
So I fail charge 10.
10. There you go.
Right, so Phil pops to there, and I fail charge with my Screamers to there. And then we have this combat between the Warriors and the Beast Herd, of which my Aspiring Champion will issue a challenge.
Yeah, I'll take it with my Bray Shaman. I've got.
Oh, sorry, first, can I Magic Phase?
Yep.
So, Magic Phase with my 3 dice, and Phil gets 3 because one of his Bray Shamans is running. I'm going to cast 5 up ward on a 6+ on my Chaos Warrior unit. It goes off on a 15.
It's not going to stop it there anyway. That's fine.
So Phil's failed to cast, and I get 5 up ward. Then in the combat phase, my Aspiring Champion will issue a challenge.
I'll take it with the Bray Shaman.
Take it with the Bray Shaman.
The leadership's 6.
So my Aspiring Champion hits once. Ooh, this is where you could kill my Aspiring Champion.
I doubt it.
And does 1 wound to the Bray Shaman.
So he has 2 wounds left.
Bray Shaman has 2 wounds left.
Mark of Nurgle gives them fear and +1 to their wounds.
Which I imagine you're very happy with there.
At the moment, yeah.
So, my Chaos Warriors, I'm going to put one warrior into the unit champion.
Okay.
And the rest will just strike the unit. So 2 hits on the foe render. And strength 4, no wounds on the foe render. And then the other 3, including the champion. So 3 including the champion on the normal unit. So I hit 5 times. And wound on 4s. So 3 wounds on the regular unit.
3 dead gore.
So I suppose it's foe render first.
Foe render first.
So Phil hits twice with the foe render.
4s.
So 2 wounds from the foe render, -1. So my 2 up save becomes a 3 up. And 1 dies. 2 on go. 1 hit.
On a 5. Oh, wounds.
A wound from the ungo, 2 up save. It's fine.
It. And then Bray Shaman.
Bray Shaman. What are you striking with? Great weapon.
Yeah.
Great weapon.
Nothing.
No hits. Okay, so combat res. Phil, do you want to count yours?
Nothing. Oh, 1.
Well, you have a rank, don't you?
I have
2 ranks.
2 ranks.
2 ranks. And a banner.
No.
No banner. Right. So I've got 2 ranks at the start of combat. Outnumber. And I did 3 wounds.
4 wounds.
4 wounds. So I win by 4.
So my 4 render's still there, so I leadership test on 3 up.
3 up. I will pursue.
3, well, below 3 actually. No.
And pursuit 4 versus your 8, 9 for Phil.
9. So.
Okay, so this is where the units have ended up. The warriors are just getting a bit further away from the Minotaurs every turn, and with 2 broken Bray herds in front of them. So, turn 5 Phil. No charges to declare, I imagine.
Nothing.
Being a bit far away with the Minotaurs. So, 2 leadership tests for the herds here.
So this one's on a 6.
Yeah. Which pass.
And this one's on a 7.
So that's the unit here on a 7. You pass. So they actually just stand, don't they?
Yeah.
Due to rallying. So remaining moves, you've got your Minotaurs. And then a magic phase.
Gonna cast Boils for my first spell.
Yeah.
It goes off. Oh, that was a 4, so it goes off on 10.
On a 10. I will attempt to dispel. And I do on an 11.
Then the next one.
So the next one.
Goes off on a 15. But
Same.
Okay. Yeah, same again.
So I've got nothing to dispel with.
Okay, so D6. 3.
3 strength 4s.
1.
1 wound. So that's 1 wound on the Chaos Warriors. So they're down to a 12 strong unit, including the Aspiring Champion. Okay, so my turn 6. I'm going to declare a charge with the Chaos Warriors into the herd that's just rallied in front of them, and I'll declare that's all I'll do this turn. I'm not going to put the Screamers in a way that they can surrender victory points. So what do you want to do with your herd?
They will flee.
Flee? Oh, just so you can possibly rally in your last turn to preserve victory points.
So they will flee.
They flee 8 directly away from the warriors and go round the other beast herd. So they're still on the board and can rally in your last phase. I will redirect into the unit behind, though I will fail charge that. Yeah, I am out. So they fail charge 4 inches up. And the Screamers will move far out of the way of the Minotaurs to here. So my turn.
Your magic phase?
6 magic phase, yeah. Now I can't actually do anything about the boils that will be coming next turn. There's no point casting a 5-up ward. So what I am going to try and do is cause enough red fire hits on this unit to panic it, hopefully. Because this is a smaller unit, correct?
That's
in this one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, by 1.
Yeah. So 3 dice into red fire. So it goes off on an 8. So you've got 1 shaman. So you've got 3 dice that you can throw at it. And you dispel it.
It dispels.
Okay, so straight into this now, I imagine. Phil's turn 6. Phil, what do you want to do in turn 6?
Gonna try, no charges. Gonna try and rally them.
Yeah.
Which do. Move the Minotaurs.
So Phil is moving up his Minotaurs in a defiant gesture. The gesture that reeks of anger.
They're being moved.
At the way the Chaos Warriors have insulted him across this game.
So
he's just magic phase, isn't
just magic phase. So boils again on this unit here.
Yeah, so that's onto the Chaos Warriors.
It goes off.
On a 9, I think I might be able to stop that one.
Yeah.
Because you've still got 6 dice, haven't you?
3 more dice.
I don't stop it. 8. A D6, 3, strength 4 with no armor save. 2 dead. So you need to kill 1 more to force a panic check. And it goes off irresistibly. This is Boils again.
Yeah, Boils again engaging enemy.
Yeah. 5. So
4.
3.
3.
3. So that's regiment base off, normal on. And that is a panic check for them. And this could force the game. Because that's a lot of points in that unit. So, the panic check, and they're fine. So that wraps up turn 6. As it stands here, before you've calculated anything, you've got 2 herds and your unit of Minotaurs versus a severely depleted Chaos Warrior unit with Aspiring Champion and Screamers. So we will top victory points and come back with who's won in the first game on the channel. Okay, so welcome back to the wrap-up of what was actually a really tense game.
Yeah, definitely was.
Yeah, really down to the wire, and there were so many little swings. Because I was convinced you were going to dominate from that little combat.
Yeah.
But do you want to tell us how I did, and then I'll tell you your score?
So with yours, you managed to get 1,666 victory points off me.
And I managed to give away 1,519 to you.
Yeah.
So that actually works out as 147 difference in victory points, which means it's a draw.
Yeah, in 6th edition on the table, because the points level we're playing at, that works out as a drawn game.
But I will beat you next time. How do you think that went for you?
So it was really, really swingy all the way through. I think I was really happy with what the Chaos Warhounds did in this. They just held up some combats and stayed around a little bit.
We're a 30-point nuisance.
Yeah, pretty much. And allowed me to dictate a little bit what happened in the board for like a turn.
So what were your best unit?
My best unit all the time, still my Minotaurs. They are still the best unit that I have. They're fantastic.
So we'd agreed to tell each other, like, we'll name one as our like man of the match, and then the other one will say the man of the match. Minotaurs were your man of the match. Like 100% hands down.
Yeah, they're a bit of a beastly unit. So what about for you then? What do you think?
Well, it was a toss-up between the Screamers and the Chaos Warriors. The Chaos Warriors wouldn't have won the combat that got me back into the game without the Screamers.
Yeah.
But really, it was the Chaos Warriors that were just like, we're here in a big block of 20, which I thought was too much, but turned out actually to work quite well with the 2-up saving combat. So Chaos Warriors, I think.
Definitely. For your man, my man of the match for your army was definitely the Chaos Warriors again. They were absolutely brutal. Not for their killing power, just for the fact that I couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah, they just a block there.
Can't do anything. And that 2-up save that they've got of hand weapon and shield just meant that they were absolutely beastly.
Well, I was thinking I should have maybe taken great weapons, but no, the 2-up save.
2-up save is definitely where you want to go.
So
with
good,
them.
so good.
You know, I was grasping at straws, trying to whittle them down, and I did at the end, but still.
Yeah, because you did actually end up getting the 50% victory points for them.
Yeah.
So they surrendered half of their, I think, like almost 400 points.
419 points looking at it, so they were a big costly unit.
Yeah.
But
they kept you in the game.
But they kept you in the game, definitely.
So that was the first game of Fantasy Battles on the channel. We've got, me and Phil, a Fantasy Battles event convoy. A Tale of Silks and Steins, which will hopefully map out the tales of trade caravans as they move throughout the old world and beyond, hopefully to Cathay, possibly to Lustria as well, depending on if I can get the tables done. But so when is that event, Phil?
So that's the 20th and 21st of August this year. It's going to be held at the Grafton Centre in Hyde. We're looking at a 20-man event and really trying to just, as we've run events previously, we're just trying to bring what we like doing, which is a little bit of narrative gaming, but apply it into fantasy now.
So, Phil, where can we find the event?
So the event is on Eventbrite. That's really hard to say, to be perfectly honest. And if you search under Road to Reichland or for Convoy, A Tale of Silk and Steins, you'll be able to find it there and buy a ticket from them.
And I will link that below the video in the description. And it's also linked on the Facebook page, Barefoot Miniatures, and our Road to Reichland Facebook page. And we really appreciate it if you could like, share and subscribe this video. It helps out a lot. And also like and subscribe to our Facebook page, Road to Reichland, if you want to hear our podcasts.
And now we can put a face to the sound, which I don't think is going to be the best.
Does he want to see our faces?
I'm not too sure actually saying that.
Yeah. So we will see you next time and have fun.
Take care.